I'm the guy they call Little Mickey Mouse. Got a sweetie down in the chicken's house. Neither fat nor skinny, she's a horse and Winnie. She's my little Minnie Mouse. When it's feeding time for the animals, and they howl and growl like the cannibals, I just turn my heel to the hen house seal, and you'll hear me sing this song. Oh, the old tomcat with his meow, meow, meow. Old hound dog with his bow, wow, wow. The crow, caw, caw, and the mule, ee-haw. Gosh, what a racket like an old buzzsaw. I have listened to the croaky cuckoo, and I've heard the rooster cock his doodle-doo. With the cows and the chickens, they all sound like the dickens when I hear my little Minnie.
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. One fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Okay. That seems to be fine. That seems. Let's check the YouTube. It'll be fine. That seems. Let's check the YouTube. All right, YouTube is sounding good. All right, time to start a new outfit. I'm nearly done with the sweats. I'm just adding the special morphs. I'm going to finish those up tonight. I think I'm going to. Ooh, my indigestion has been really getting to me today. I think I'm going to try to make this fringy outfit. Is the general idea. Let me see if I. Hey Rod, how are you doing? It's gonna be something like this. I'm gonna have fringe boots. We're gonna have a fringe skirt, and we're gonna make a fringe top. It's gonna be kind of Western themed. So I think I'm going to take the boots I did for the Dale Western outfit and rework them a little bit to have fringe. I think I'm going to do a top. Hey, it's Charles in the house, baby. I think I'm going to do a fringe top. It's going to look kind of like that. You got your water back. You lost your water. Oh no. How'd you lose your water, Rod? All right, fringe top. It's going to look something. That's not the same top. What the? Maybe, maybe it is. I'm gonna redo that a little bit because that front isn't welding back into the back the way I would do it. Although I have a sneaking suspicion that this only comes up to a point here and then it just goes one piece in the back. Which what I think I'm going to do is probably have a little bit more of a split in the back, and then we're going to have a. I decided not to use that. I'm not sure. I think. I think I'm going to go with the skirt more like that. Is what I'm thinking. So it's going to be kind of a mini skirt with fringes on it. So we're going to do that. I'm going to skip a belt with a zipper in the back. They had a transformer going out at the purification plant. Oh no. that's that's annoying. It was out all day yesterday. So something like that, I think. Yeah, I'm liking this a little bit better than that. Although that's kind of cool. But I think if I were to do this, I would probably make it a lot shorter and then match that with the French boots. I think I'm gonna. I like the fact these boots are high, so I think I'm gonna make my French boots high. So I think first things first is, and then I'm gonna use this top with a skirt kind of like that, and then boots like that. Although I think I like the idea of having them higher. And maybe I'm going to have mine a bit more heel than what I've got right now. So let's take a look at what we have in. So we're going to go dig up the boots from the Dale Western dress, and we're going to use that as a starting point. You don't realize how much you appreciate things. I know, I know. Let's take a look at what's in here. Do I want to start? See, I want a little higher heel on this, so I think I'm probably going to. And do I have a low poly version of this in here somewhere? That would come in real convenient, wouldn't it? I don't think I have a low poly version of this. I think I'll need to make one. I think we'll start. You know what? I think I'm going to start with that and we'll go from here. Um, let's do that. Let's duplicate this. You know what? I think I'm just gonna have to make a new. Yeah, let's just make a new one. Shift A. We'll start the boot completely from scratch. Let's do a plane. Let's tab in. Let's scale that way down. Let's look at this from the top. Let's tab out. Let's rotate you a little bit, like so. Let's move you like that. Let's tab in. Let's switch this to local. And now when we scale on the X, kind of do that. All right, let's. I wanna rotate you maybe a little bit more. I think maybe like that. Okay, now back into edit mode. Let's add the detail in here that we're going to need. I'm going to need a cut through there. I'm going to need some cuts through here. We'll come into here, do that. So we're going to line that up. I'm going to line this up a little bit more like that. I clicked on the wrong thing. There we go. That's what I wanted to click on. So what I think I'm going to do, let's take a look at some. Do I have my Genesis 8? And we are currently using that one. If I use this one instead, yeah, we're going to go with a heel like that. So let's go ahead and hide that. Let's get you, and you're going to come up here and come back here. And we'll just pull you back. I think we'll do that. All right, let's start shaping. Am I doing proportion? I am doing proportional editing. Let's turn that off. Okay, I think that's going to be a good start. Let's, although the back of my heel is off just a hair. You know, I think I can probably live with that. Maybe we straighten these up. Nope. I think I want to move this a little further back. Right here, and we'll eventually pull the heel out of that. Probably good there. All right, let's put a subdivision modifier on here now. What is that? Generate subdivision, something like that. Looks good. I'm gonna put we're gonna add a little bit of sharpening onto this point right here with, I think a vertex crease to get that out like that. Add another level. And I think that's gonna be the general shape of the sole, except I'm pretty sure I want to pull these back, end up probably in there. Maybe pull these in a little bit. And we're going to adjust this a bit more like that. Pull you back. I don't want to do that. That's probably fine like that. I think that's going to be the starting shape. We'll get this over in the Marvelous Designer, and then we can start shaping that up. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. Sacred Sage, how you doing? Pokety poke, baby. File, let's save this. Save as, we're going to save you. I'm going to stick you in dresses. And we're going to hide you in a fringe dress folder, a fringe outfit. Let's do that. What's up, baby? Dude. Hey, thank you for the shout out, Mr. Charles. Fringe dress. We're going to put it here. We're going to make a whip folder. We're going to call this the fringe boots. Got to do your new dude. Ooh. Are you enjoying the sweeping the roads? That's not Dale boots. That's fringe boots. I probably should come up with a name that's not fringe, though. I might keep fringe. I don't know. We'll see. Let's export that out. Actually, yeah, let's export that out. That's an import. That's an export. Fringe boots. So we'll make sure we do our. My presets are missing. Am I exporting? I am not exporting. That's my problem. It actually went really wet. Really wet. I could see that. You fill up from a fire hydrant. Water gets in socks, on shoes, rolling up the hose, gets your pants dirty and wet. Oh, jeez. So does it mean you're carrying spare socks? Or do you just are you just gonna get wet galoshes or something instead? Being wet and cold isn't optimal, I would think. Yeah, we'll export that. All right, let's open up Marvy Designer. At the end of the day, you clean up the truck, water falls down between. By the way, so yeah, good thing Florida ain't really cold. Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. We're waiting for Marvelous Designer. There we go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to export out this. So we're going to do that boot feet. Fringe boot speed. Do that. I'm going to come over here. We're going to open up recent fringe boots. I saved a copy of the old Dale boots because it has some stuff I can start with. I'm not going to need that anymore. And we're not going to need these. Let's weld you all back together. What are you? Oh, you're the heel. I'm going to need you. You know what? I don't think I need... I don't think I'm going to need those. And I'm going to move this over here. I'm just going to re-weld that back to there, I think. Let's try that. Boop, 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 boop. Nope. Don't you hate it? You go to all that trouble to select stuff, and then the last thing you do when you right-click on something, it gets confused. Because, no, I'm not going to bring up that menu. I'm just going to select something instead. Because why in the world would you want to right-click and bring up a menu? Good God, man, what is wrong with you? There, that's happier. We'll snap you back into place. You know what? I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going to put a different shape on here. And then what can I just do? This, and now I'm going to be okay. Now, is that going to work? Yep, that works. Okay. I'm going to re-weld these. Then we'll re-weld these. Let me see if that works. That did not work. That got confused. You know, I got linked editing going on here. Let's remove the linked editing. Then let me see if I can get this merged back to here. That still has linked editing on it. I saw that. Yo, DJ Ray, how are you doing, buddy? All right, am I merging? I'm merging. I'm not getting my merge option, though. Why am I not getting a merge option? Why you hate me so? Yeah, I'm not getting... You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to lose these. We're not keeping those. We're going to rework. We're going to work around without them. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. My volume is up way too loud. Am I moving? YouTube looks frozen. Did I hit pause or something stupid? All right, that's better. Okay, let's do file, import, add, obj. I need to say obj to garment. File, import, add, obj to garment. We're going to come over here. We're going to go over to dresses. We're looking for fringe dress and whip, and I want the sole. I'm going to say okay to that. I'm going to right click and freeze that so it doesn't go anywhere. Also, let's update this. I keep doing stuff and stuff keeps not happening. There we go. Stuff has happened. Import add OBJ. We'll bring those feet in. Is good. All right. Check your GM real quick. All right. Oh, looking good, Charles. Nice. Bad Tooth Records. Subscribed for 47 months. Dude. Dr. DK in the house, baby. Everybody, if you're not following Dr. DK already, you should be. Where did my soul go? Where are you? You should. You didn't come in as a pattern piece, did you? I gotta re-import that. We're working on fringe boots today. It's cowboy style boot that will have fringes on them. Happy Tuesday, yes sir. Thank you. And there's the dyslexic heart for Dan. Appreciate that. Let's try this again. File, import, add. OBJ to garment. Of course, I'm in totally a different place because that's the way we roll around here. I can't find my projects anymore. Projects, there we go. Dress. This is fringe dress. Whip. No, I don't want an FBX. I want an OBJ. I want this. Okay, let's see. I don't want you as an avatar. You are supposed to be a... Damn it. Let's try this again. File, import, add, OBJ to garment. There we go. I want that. And we're going to say okay to that. And I want to trace the 2D pattern outline right there. There we go. That did not work because I did not UV map this yet. Yeah, I finished that render, and after it was done, you realize he had an old man moment because she's actually left-handed. I couldn't quite remember. I thought she might have been left-handed. Of course, for some reason, I'm picturing her holding it right, but I could be wrong. It's my problem is a lot of the stuff that I see with her comes from YouTube Shorts, and half the time those people flip it to confuse the copyright bots. Okay, so over here, I gotta give this a UV map, or else it's not gonna work. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to Shift D that. We're gonna Control A. All transforms. Is that? I don't think that's what I wanted to do. Over here, this is what I want to do. Control. There we go. Now we tab in 3A and U to unwrap. Looks good. Okay, file. Export. OBJ selected. She is left-handed in the books too. Okay. Fringe. I did give you a left-hand pose too. Just because. Yeah, let's save over that. Do I want to replace that? Sure. I'm going the wrong way. I'm canceling. I'm importing in here. File. Import add OBJ to garment. We're going to try this again. Trace the outline. Say okay. Nope, I didn't. Did I finish exporting you? No, I exported over the feet. Damn it. That was my problem. And I want to export this one. Import add OBJ to garment. Let's take a look at that. That looks better. Do you think later on we can make a scabbard for the sword? We could do that. So you can let her wear it. No, she's not allowed to wear swords. It's, girls aren't allowed to have swords. Jeez, Charles. Trace that. Say, okay, did this work? Finally, we got it to work. Let's see if we can clean these up. She has a dagger too. Both of them are Valyrian steel. Good old Valyrian steel. What are we doing here? We're converting you guys to curves. That's going to kind of work. I think I've got too many. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of that one there. I'm going to simplify this a bit. Does that work? That's probably going to be okay, I think. Let's try this. Okay, so the idea is this is the heel, this is the toe. These have got to line up with that. Oh, Arya from Game of Thrones. Charles is working on doing a series of images with her. Last stream, we converted an STL file designed for 3D printing into an OBJ file that can be used in DAZ for sword needle. So let's try this. I'm going to put a split in here. That's going to be a uniform split because I want that in the middle of that. And then I think I'm going to, you know what? I think I'm going to sew that. Am I going the right way on this? I don't know. I think I am. And then we want to check the length of this and that. This one's a little bit longer than that one, 2795. You know what I'm going to do? Change length, 279.5. I'm going to say okay on that. That's 287.9. Change length on that, 287.9. Okie dokie. I think we're going to, I'm going to sew these in and see how it goes. I haven't watched most of it. I think I watched the first couple of seasons. And that's as far as I got. And then I heard about how great the last season was. So, that's not right. Oh, you know what it is? I went too far. I should put little, I need to subtract this. $69.6. Let's put these back to where they were. We're doing a little bit of backing up here. So that's 69.6. You know what I'm going to do? Split 69.6 like that. Then we'll do the same thing over here. I'm just going to double check 69.6. Split 69.6. Let's try that with a 6. Okay, then this 209.9. So this needs to be 209.9. 209.9. I'm going to say okay to that. And this has actually ended up being 218.3. So you know what? This has got some. I'm going to take the symmetry off of this. And then I'm going to match that length, 218.3 to that, 218.3. Say okay. Now I'm going to sew these on. And Let's see where we are. I've got to freeze this soul so it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm going to check my simulation properties. I'm going to look at the ground. I've got the ground turned off for right now, so this should kind of do that. You know what? That's not too bad. I'm going to tweak the hell out of that in Blender, though. Okay, I want to run these up higher, and maybe it'll probably be okay. But I want these up here. Also, I want this to be a little rounder on the sides. I'm double checking my I'm going to redo the way I'm doing these actually. I think what I'm going to do is no, I think I'm going to keep doing it this way. I am going to tweak these a little bit. Do I want to just do how do I want to do this? I'm thinking. That's too many points. I think I'm going to reshape these half and half, and then I'll work it from there. So I'm going to add all of this up, and that says 1599. Let's do this 159.9. Say okay to that. And I'm just going to lose all of these. I'm going to pull this out. Probably too much. Let's put a split in there in the center. Let's take you up like that. Let's put a curve on that. Convert the curve point like so. And where are you? You're over here. You're way too tall, I'm probably thinking. Yeah, let's get this down to here. I do want to get up closer. So this is a fairly tall, almost to the knee boot is what I'm going for. Okay, and I'm just going to do a quick double check here. 1524. 1599. We're going to change that. 152.4. We're going to say both on that is good. I'm going to sew this in like that. This is going to get sewn in back here. I'm going to just make a copy of that. And then we'll just sew the front and the backs together. And we'll see how we're looking. Oops. We're gonna not have that start over there. We're gonna have that start there instead. There we go. All right, we'll refine. The other side didn't get sewn on. I think this is too wide, so I think we're gonna have to bring those down a little bit. I think the whole thing's too wide, actually. $58.5. 58.5. That did not work. Let's try this again. 58.5. You watched a little bit in DC. And over here, we'll do the same thing. 58.5. We'll get rid of that. I think I am going to maybe pull you out a little bit. I am going to have to sew this other side on, though. I haven't done that yet. And these are all off right now, aren't they? 136.0. Change length. 136.0. Let's do that and say both. And actually, no, we're just going to do it like that. Sure. Get that sewn. Oops, too far. Get that sewn onto here. That gets sewn over to here. There's a little bit of a disconnect there. I'm gonna have to figure out where my issue is. So let's measure these again. I may have measured the wrong. You know, I got to put a split in here. I'm sewing you on the wrong thing, aren't I? No, I'm sewing you on the right thing. This is just upside down. Is that what it is? No, no, no. You're in the right spot. All right, we got to count again. You know what? I'm gonna put a. Oh, I know what I did. I gotta put a split in here. Say uniform. I'm gonna do this and this. That says 1435. Okay, now I'm gonna resew these. I'm gonna resew them all. That looks good. I'm going the wrong way on that, aren't I? Yep, okay. That gets sewn to there. This gets sewn to here. I like that. That's a little bit better. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more some shape into here. So I'm going to cut a little piece is going to come up and loop through here. I'm going to put a couple of I'm not making a belt. You'll just have to find a belt you can put the scabbard next to. Let's come from here to here to here, maybe. I think that's too far. I don't like that. We're going to redo that. There to there to there. That's better. I'd like to be able to curve this. I can curve this one. That's easy enough to do. Is it smooth curve? And then I can just take that and pull it out like so. And actually, if I do that, I should probably just line this up. And extend it. Extend, extend, extend. Where's the extend? Extend trim point to pattern outline. There's a belt on the uniform that you could use, but there's also a chain that runs from the belt to the sword. Let's put a curve on that. I like that. Can I put a curve on? No, I'm going to have to do something clever here. Can I extend and trim? I want to put a curve right in here is what I want to do. Although I'm thinking I'm just going to not do that. And then I want to merge this onto this actually. Let's try this. I'm going to split that. I think maybe we'll just pull you over here, and then maybe we can just put that little curvy, put a smooth curve in here. And that kind of works. I don't know. I think something like that. I'm going to put a line through here that we're going to attach our fringe to. So we're going to run a line straight across, and then we'll bow it just a little bit. And then I want to put some fringes on that is what I'm thinking. So let's do this. Extend to trim to pattern outline. Let's split that. Uniform split, so it's like right in the middle. Take that up a little that way. Convert that to a curve point so it's nice and smooth. And then to this, we're going to put a strip of a fringe on here. So we're going to make a square that's 211.2 to 11.2. Say okay to that. I'm going to adjust this. I think I want the fringe, running around. Yeah, kind of like that. Let's offset as an internal line. That's probably good. Okay, let's go ahead and sew this to this. Nope, let's do a cut and sew here. I'm going to give myself a little bit of separation. And then we'll sew that to that. You know what? I think that link's about right. So we're going to put a bunch of little lines in here, and then we're going to chop those up. And I think maybe 4 millimeters or so. So I'm going to do this thing here. We're just going to offset his internal line along curves. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add these in until this distance is about 4, just a little bit under. So that'll tell me that these are about 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4. Okay, we're going to do that. Okie dokie. Are they all selected, or do I have to get them all? They're all selected. So now we can just do cut and sew. No, I'm just going to do cut. There we go. I think I want them a little thicker. So let's set these to be and I think I'm going to do a we'll try this. We'll move you over here. Okay, and then can I do this? Bump, bump. Offset his internal lines along curves. Maybe we do take that down to about 8. That's 6. Let's back up. 7, 8.1. Cut all of those. Yeah, those look better. I like that. I think I'm going to go with that. Oh no. Arg, arg, arg. I grabbed the internal lines. Damn it. It'll probably be fine. I don't need those. What happens if I strengthen these? It'll fall looser and Daz. I think I'm going to go with that. Um, I think I want to slide these back a little bit. I'm going to delete these off for a minute. And maybe just slide that back that way a little. Maybe bring them in a bit. Kind of like that. And then what I'm going to do is we'll do an offset pattern outline. Let me see if I can get this. I want these to come straight out, and it's just not doing it. Here, we'll do extend. There we go. That's too far, though. I still feel like that's too far. That's probably going to be okay. Let's see how that works. Nope, you know what I forgot to do? We forgot to leave those internal lines in there. And are you all sewn up to here now? Is that what's going on? Of course you are. Okay, I'm going to have to fool it. we can fool this. I don't want to unsew this. I'm going to do this. And we're going to just get it out of here. Offset pattern outline. Okay. We're going to cut these. We'll get rid of these. And then I can snap these back into place over here. And we'll just sew those on. Excellent. And then I'll just make sure to sew the fronts and the backs together. Is good so far. I think I'm just gonna, we'll just line these up so they line up right in there. I'm going to add a couple of little inset lines. Offset as an internal line. 5's going to be okay. We'll just do a little cutting and sewing on those. And I'll just snap all of these back into place. Okay, why are you not? It's like I did cut instead of cut and sew. So we're going to try this again. There we go. I think I'm going to go with that. Let's export this out. All right, what have I got? Fringe boots. Let's hit save on that. I'm going to assign materials later on in Blender. File, export, OBJ selected. And we'll just say fringe boots. Fringe boot. Because this is just the right boot. Say okay to that. And now we can pop back over and we'll stop that. Let's come over here and see what we got. I'm going to hide you. I'm going to hide you. We're going to activate our import. Fringe boot right. There we go. So I'm going to sculpt that toe into better shape. And then we're going to pull a heel out of it. Oh no. You need to be quads. Let's switch that to quads and re-export. And actually, do I have different materials? I do have different materials, so I think this will be fine. That's better. That's not better. What the hell? Did I not? Oh, I haven't exported it yet. That's better. Okay, I should have two materials, one of which is the sole. So I should, if I select that, And then if I select that, it's everything else. You know what? I'm not happy with that shape. Let's see if we can fix it. And it's coming from the fact that that's just a little too pointy. So can I convert you to a curve? And does that look okay? I think that'll be fine. What if I get rid of you? Let's try this. That's an export again. That's my import. That did not go. Let's try this again. Did I not export you? Yeah, okay, we got it. Yeah, I like that. That's a lot better. Control L. So you know what? I think I'm going to flip the normals on that. Oh no. I still gotta do this. We still got bad, evil tries in here. It's good. That mesh density is looks a little denser than everything else. Let's check those. Are you set to like 5 instead of 10? Yeah, I don't know. What if we make you 10? Is that fine? We'll just make sure everything's set to 10. Everything is set to 10. All right. Once more, we export. That's better. Mesh normals flip. Probably good. Now we'll start pulling out the heel. I'm probably going to put the heel straight through here, which means we're going to straighten that out and then straighten this out. So we'll do all that right here. So we're just going to G-stretch these. All right, I got to clean this up. You sent a picture? I mean, I can make the scabbard. I'm not really keen on making a belt, though, honestly. I'm not really keen on making the the hard stuff. The really hard stuff to rig is the stuff that connects the scabbard to the belt. Um, I'm going to try smoothing that out with the sculpt tool. Let's see how that works out. Can I get you to pull up so that I can see the rest of the tools? No. Where's my smooth? I need to say all. There we go. If you can make it a scabbard, you could probably figure out a way to just put it up against her. Yeah, I mean, I can make the scabbard. That we can do. Someday I might make a scabbard that connects to a belt, but that's going to take some work. I keep thinking of ways to try to do it, and I still haven't really thought of a way I like to set that up so it's easy to use. You know what? That smoothed out kind of nicely. Well, that's smoothing out kind of nicely too. You know what? Just use the smooth tool, Chris. There we go. We're happy with that. We're going to go back to layout. We're going to get back into I'm stuck in sculpt mode. I don't want to be in sculpt mode. Tab, and here I can get back to default from to layout mode from object mode from here. That's good. And then we can come into here and Control L that. And I'm going to pull the heel out. I'm going to make that straight across there. Is that where my heel is going to come from? Yeah, so we're going to put a G stretch on that. So that's nice and straight. Control L, go to 3, hit E, pull that down. So we're starting to add a little bit of thickness to the sole. And then from here to here, we're going to pull that out into a heel. Oops, I got to set this back to global. Scale on the Z. Scale on the Z. Maybe make that a little bit smaller. Look at it from the back. So we're gonna have a little bit of a heel cap on that. These have got to kind of line up with the front. That's not flat in the front, so we're going to try to fix that. If I just flatten you, yeah, I don't like that. Maybe there's a way I can just, or maybe I can just live with that curve. A little bit of a flex in there. I'm going to see if I can shape the boot into a little bit better. Most of it's a good shape except right here in the toes. I'm going to get that, so that we're just going to I'm just going to try to sculpt that out. Let's see if we can find a color. Let's set up a matte cap. We'll do that. And what I need to do is, you know what? I'm going to just hide the bottom. You know, that's what we're going to do. And then when I sculpt on this, no, that's still moving. Got to be a way to, it would be nice to be able to pin. Actually, I'm using my smooth tool, aren't I? I want to use the draw tool. I want to pull that up, smooth it out. You know what? We're going to tweak our tools a little bit. Where's the strength? I can't see the strength. Smooth. Yeah, that's what I thought. 0.3. Let's try that. I'm still using the smooth, aren't I? I keep hitting the S key as if I'm in ZBrush. And how are you looking if I see the foot? All right, we got to cut that toe. Am I not? You know what? That's mostly good. I still have to pull that. You can pull the sole down a little bit to get the rest of that foot covered. I think that's what I'm going to go with. And let's go back to this. I'm coming to here. And I'm going to do this. Actually, can I do the, I'm trying to, there we go. That's what I want. And then I want to select through here. And we want to select through here. And we want to select through here. And we want to do a little bit of proportional editing. Right, I think that's going to be fine. I'm going to recalculate out the normals a little bit. So this got a little janky through here. Can I maybe just relax that edge? I think that helps a little bit. I'm going to recalculate the normals and see what that does. Is it reset vectors? Is that what I'm looking for? I think that's what I was looking for. That seems to smooth it out. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more detail. I'm going to put I'm going to put a little crease all the way through there and there. So I'm just going to bevel those a little bit. I'm going to run a loop cut right through there. Actually, I'm not going to do that. We're going to do it like this. Is it Control Shift F? Control Shift F. Is that what I'm looking for? No, Control F. There we go. Extrude faces along normals. So we're going to just push that in a little bit like so. And now I'm going to put those loop cuts in here. You're going to put a loop cut right there. I'm going to add a little loop cut right there. I'm on the inside looking out. There and there. We'll dissolve that. And we'll do the same thing up here. I'm going to select that loop and that loop, and those get dissolved out. So we just get our little divot through there like that. I think that's going to be good. All right, we're going to add a little bit of thickness on the top. How do I want to do that? Do I just want to use that with a boop, boop, generate? No, I'm going to grab some of these, dupe them, slide them in a little bit, and then we'll connect the top and the bottom. Let's do that. Let's grab through here and kind of grab a few of those. Do that. Scale, but not on the Z. So we're going to just take that in a little bit like so. I'm going to flip those normals. And then we're going to just gap this. And then just fill that in. And then we're just going to put slight bevels on those. Like that. Probably good. I think that's mostly my boot. I think I'm fairly happy with that. I'm going to make it a little bit wider though. It's just a little tight maybe. Let's try this. Let's put our proportional editing to linear. And then I'm just going to scale, but not on the Z. And we're just going to take that down and just bring that out a little bit. So there's a bit more. That's maybe too much. Let's try that again. Yeah, something like that I think looks good. I probably should start assigning materials and things. And doing UV maps. Or I can start the dress. Let's do materials. What do we got? I've got boot, upper, I need my list of parts of a boot. I think that's what I need. Boot sole. Parts of a boot. Shaft. Instep. Counter. Your instep. So I think this is not upper, but instep. Is that what that actually says? That's what it says. I am going to need a shaft and a counter. Shaft. I got a shaft in here already. Oh man. Do I have a counter? I don't have a counter. I do have a counter. Wait a minute. I do have a counter. What happened to my... Oh god damn it, I did that thing where I like searching instead of making a new freaking material. Boot heel cap, sole, uh, midsole. Oh, damn it. Boot midsole. I need a welt. I'm not really showing a welt on this boot, so I'm going to skip welt. So we're going to just not do that. And I'm typing in the wrong spot anyhow. Can I not get rid of that? I can get rid of it now. Okay. Oh, fringe. Damn it. Of course. I got all that fringe staring me right in the face. Something's starting to bog my system down. I think I still have Marvelous Designer open, so I'm going to shut that down. Let's hit save. Let's do that. Should be good. Let's start breaking this apart. All of these are fringe. I think I can just are you all, is all my fringe over? You know what? You guys are over here, aren't you? Control L. is fine. That's the counter. And it's got part of the heel attached to it. Can I get to that too? It is good. Okay, what did we said that was the midsole, right? Okay, so through here. This is actually going to be the instep. Yep, missed a couple. All right, I think we're getting there. Actually, I might. Oh, you're supposed to be heel cap. What the hell happened to you? Bad boy. Did I assign everything already? Looks like it did. You know what? I'm going to give a trim. I'm going to put trim right there. And maybe we'll just add this little row here. Then we can hide that. And this is going to be the liner. Oops. Alt H. I think we're good. All right, I can start UV mapping this stuff. So the idea is boot instep, select that. You know what? I think I can just UV map that by itself. If I do angle based, no, why are you? Nope. So if we do you, oh, it's because I'm in the wrong mode here. That's better. Uh-oh, I got a little wayward chunk in here somewhere. What are you? You must have still been selected when I selected the rest of it. That must have been what happened there. Let's put let's run a seam through here. And a seam in the back. And it's not going all the way because it's getting jammed up in there, which is actually I kind of like. Mark seams. Select boot trim. Let's unwrap that. Is good. Select the boot liner. Unwrap that. I don't know where you went. You're all the way over there. Why are you all the way over there? That's fine. We're going to come back to some of this. I'm going to go ahead and mark a seam. I don't need any sharps in this, you know. So we'll just clear those out. And let's see if we can mark a seam through here. Actually, I might be able to do it like this. Can I just mark a seam from an island on that? That's what I'm looking for. Somewhere seams from islands. Did that give me my seam? That did. Okay, excellent. Then I think I could just easily mark a seam there. We're going to want a seam right through there. That's a sharp. That's a seam. I think we want a seam through here. I want a seam through here. I'm going to add a little, you know what, I'm going to put seams on these edges here. Here and here. And I need to actually do that right there and there. And there. Right there. And the other corner. I think we'll put there. And I'll add one to the back. And all of these, I'm not going to touch those. Although I probably should add seams to those. You know what? Control A or A. And then what I'm going to do is deselect the fringe. Let's UV that. Something didn't go. Oh, I need to still add a seam on the shaft. That's what I got to do. And on the back as well. Oh, that got a little goofy back there, didn't it? Oh, well. Almost. I must have, there's a little connection right in here somewhere, isn't there? Let's select the shaft and then hide everything else. There's my problem right there. Do I have another one? Nope, that's pretty much good. Okay, once again. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to add some more, just a few more loops through this heel. Probably good. This is looking fine. I think I can pack all of this now. Oops. Oh no, I can't see the stupid guides again. Where's my... Oh, Pack Master's there. So what if we just pack... Okay, we're gonna adjust the textile density here. Chris, I'm going to head to bed. I'll catch you next time. All right, hey, thanks for being here, Charles. Have a good sleep, man. We will catch you later. CS Bond has left the building. I'm going to get used to where they hide textile density. There it is. That's better. Now we can do this. Now we can do the packing. Gonna do that. All right, I need to get this so it sits on half. What is the thing that shows the grids? I always forget it. There's a way to see the grid, and I need to see the grid to set this up so that I can get my packing to half the size. My non-square. That's not what I want. I want the custom target box. Oh, you know what? I can size that, can't I? Box coordinates X is 0.45. Is that right? That's right. Okay, we like that. There we go. That works. And now when I mirror this, it'll go to the other side. So let's put a mirror modifier on this over here. Boopity boop. Generate mirror. Excellent. I gotta make sure I do this thing here so that UVs get flipped over. I think I'm good. Let's try to get this into DAZ. Okay, let's do a save. Let's do an export. Use the DAZ, select it only. This is just going to be French boots. G9. We'll get DAZ up and running here. So what's today? Tuesday? So Thursday, if I haven't started the top and the skirt already, we'll probably be working on the top and the skirt. Although I have to make promo pictures though. So we're probably going to be working on the top and the skirt Thursday. And then I not hit the DAZ button. And I've got nothing to drink. Damn it. What are you doing, DAZ? Okay, let's put Daz here. Gonna put you over here. Let's get a Genesis 9 in here. Let's import our boots. That one right there should be good. Looks fine. Okay, we got to figure out what the pose for the feet are. And I generally will go in increments of 5. So we're going to bend this to close, and then we're going to see what that is. And I probably, maybe 30, maybe 25, maybe 30. And then we'll bend the toes. I'm probably going to have to tweak the boots a little bit to get them to fit. Minus 30 on the toes. Yeah, we're going to pull that heel down, that sole down a little bit further, I think. And then re-export it. Actually, let's go this way first. And then grab you. And take that. Oh, somebody forgot to hold the shift key down when he was doing this. There we go. Expand that a little bit further like that. And we just want to bring that down without moving that toe. Maybe right in there. We'll try that. That looks better, I think. Yeah, I think that'll do the trick. All right, 25 and 25. Shift Y. I swapped. Shift Y. We want to go left to right on the symmetry there. There we are. Yeah, I'm gonna get my instructions here. I need PowerPoint for my instructions. My shoe rigging instructions. They're not there. Let's come over here. Rigging shoes. There we go. Okay, copy currently used. I should set up a directory for this. I'll do that later. Alt print screen. Control V. Okay, I just need to copy these numbers over here. Okay, copy those, bake the joint rotations. Damn it. I lost my things. I'm gonna have to just get rid of you. It's just faster this way. All right, you get to be 25. Now we're going to take the toes. It gets to be minus 25. And then we, oops. Get those copied over. Are you, no. What the heck? Am I doing this right? I did 30. Wasn't it 30? 30 and minus 30. Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's better. That's not right. I'm supposed to have... Why am I not seeing anything bent in here? Yeah, my currently used isn't showing anything. Even though I've got these footsies bent. What the hell? Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Damn it. There we go. That's better. All right, now we're ready. Edit. Bake joint rotations. Then I'm going to reset these. Back to these values. 46.2. 46.2 and 46.2 and 50 and 50, 50 and 50. All right. Use the transfer utility. Don't say anything. Okay, is good. 0 JCMs on the boots. Reverse the Genesis pose. So that becomes minus 30 and 30. Okay, Control Y, or Shift Y. I keep forgetting I've got it set. That's better. Okay, now I think I'm ready to export out the fringe boots. All right, now I'm going to hide all of this. Load that in. Load in our OBJ for the boots. That one. Okay, rig that with the transfer tool. This time I can tell it it's boots. And footwear, we're going to use the footwear template, except that I haven't saved a foot pose yet, so we'll just have to manually reset the feet. All right, looks good. I don't know if I have to fix that. Those are looking pretty good. I might tweak the shape a little bit. I'm not super. It got a little off there on the lip. I want to see maybe if I can fix that. Other than that, these are pretty good. Oh, I've got a little bit of a nasty bend in there. So I think we can just, so I can fix that. So what we're going to do is we're going to reload in the boot shape again as a morph target. I think accept that. Note that do I have the wrong thing selected? I do have the wrong thing selected. Always selecting the wrong thing. That's better. All right, dial you in. Reset you. Okay, export this back out. I think that's right. Reset, reload, or update the base geometry with what we just saved out. And then we'll recheck this pose, see if it fixes itself. Yeah, that seemed to bring it back out. That's looking better. I'm going to actually put D-force on the belt, on the boots, but it's only going to be on the fringe. So we'll do that. I'm going to hit save. It's 9 o'clock, and we're going to call it a day right there. Actually, I'm going to run the sim on this and see how that works out. I might have to tweak this. I think I'm gonna have to tweak these to get this to work a little bit. The fringe needs a little bit of touch up, I think. I think it's gonna have to look better in the default position, is what I'm thinking. Or I can just smooth that out. Maybe we can smooth that out somehow. That's the thing I gotta contemplate next, is how to get the... But anyhow, let's go ahead and put D-force on the boots. Because I think it's going to get a little weird kinky in there. Nope, that was the wrong. Hey, you got nothing to D-force. I know. Sorry, man. All right. Now we're just going to set this to be dynamic strength of 0, except for the fringe. And I'll set that to say 0.9. And let's just do a test with this and see what happens. Because it's got a weird kink at the very beginning. I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to... I kind of have an idea what to do. I'll think of something. So, anyhow, this is where we're going to leave off for today. I'm making fair progress on fringe boots. Maybe I will separate out the fringe and just add it as a separate element. That might be the trick to do. Yo, Art, how are you doing today? You're just in time for us to call it a day. Thank you all for being here. I'm working on fringe boots for a new kind of Western fringe outfit. So, so Thursday we'll probably be making a top and a skirt to go with these boots. That's the plan. Yeah, thanks for being here, Art. Hey, Dan, thank you so much again for the resub. I super appreciate that, man. Let's see who's on. Hey, If you're on YouTube, thanks a lot. Like and subscribe. If you're on Twitch, feel free to join the raid. We're going to look for somebody to go over and hang out with. It is Tuesday. Is Your Face Pretty still on? Nope, she's offline. Damn it. So let's see who else is on. Irumakin. It's probably an Irumakin night. Tarpov is on. My friend Tarpov. He's gaming. DJ Stulu's on. Let's go over and say hi to Tarpov. We'll do that. So Tarpov's an old friend. They are playing Beyond a Steel Sky. So thank you all for Jack, Andrea. Is Andrea on? Maybe let's go over and say hi to Andrea. We'll do that. Where's Andrea? She's got too many. There she is. All right. She's doing IRL. It's date night. We'll do that. We'll go over and say hi to Andrea. All right. Thank you all for being here. We're going to go say hi to Andrea and Art. Her and what's his name? Dang it. I've already forgotten the name of her significant others. Anyhow, we're going to go over and say hi to them. Maybe Tarpov next time. That's okay. So anyhow, feel free to join the raid. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to use this raid call. If you are a subscriber, did I do this twice? There you go. There's the non-sub raid call. Here's the sub raid call. Feel free to check out the Discord. Buy my stuff at Daz. Yada, yada, yada. And let's do this. Let's go over and raid Andrea. And call it a night. Do that. Alrighty, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a good rest of a Tuesday. Or Wednesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.